Welcome to another episode of the Agent Spotlight podcast. Today I had Nancy Morrison with us of Morrison Insurance. She has worked with us for 16 years. However, that definitely does not explain the full story. You're going to want to tune in for the entire thing for this because she fully explains how she went from crying every single day when she first started in the business to having this be her complete dream job. She really probably couldn't imagine herself doing anything different at this point. And, fortunately, she has attributed a lot of that success to her finding national insurance markets and working with us. And now just cannot imagine doing anything else. So stay tuned, hear Nancy's story, and see how authentic she is and how much she truly loves working with her clients. And if you want to get a similar experience, give us a call, shoot us an email. We'd love to have an opportunity to partner with you. You probably didn't know that you were coming here for a job interview.
Oh,
But
is this an interview?
Am
I hired already?
After that,
Interview done.
yes. After that, on the spot. Let's go. I'm so excited now. What a way to start off. Oh my gosh, that was awesome.
You did not know what you were getting into.
No,
when I
no,
came.
not at all.
Nope.
Especially because we talked about it when you first got here. This is the first time we've actually ever met in person.
Right.
We've
It's exciting.
emailed God knows how many times, talked on the phone however many times, not even just with me, with everybody else that's on the team too.
Right.
I looked back before you even came here and showed up today, and I don't even know if you remember when you first started with us, but it was 2010.
Okay, I was thinking 15 or 16 years.
Yeah.
So.
So yeah, it's been this is year 16 now, which is probably pretty insane.
And I have not met you guys.
Yeah.
But I already feel like I know you.
And that predates me because I didn't start until 2014.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I've been here longer than you.
You have been here longer than me.
That's why I got hired right on the spot.
Right? You did barely even needed the interview. You just needed a little cheer, and that was it. So, take me back then a little bit, prior to, 2010 then.
Okay.
As to, what were you doing at that point? How did you then, come across national insurance markets?
Okay, so right out of college, I was like, what do I do now? Just like everybody probably does, unless you're in a specialized field. It was a very broad field. And I actually just got my insurance license right away when I was 21 years old. And I think I worked for like Aflac or something like that. And it was in my hometown of Brockway, which is like 2 hours away. And I moved to Harrisburg actually and lived there, and I worked for State Farm for an agent, and I thought she was awesome. Like, I loved her. I was like, I want to be like her. She's successful. She's cool. She has a really nice house. And I just listened in on her, and she helped me get licensed with like P&C, life and health. And I just thought, she's my role model. I want to be just like her. And it was a lot of servicing and those types of things. And I don't know, I was just really inspired by her, and like the way she dealt with people and the way people looked up to her. And I was really driven. And I'm like, I'm gonna be like Claudia. I just really am. And living in Harrisburg, it was hard for me because I'm a small town girl. I'm a hometown girl. Everybody knows everybody, and I am in this big city. I had like no friends and whatever. And a friend of mine, her husband did this Medicare sales. And I really didn't know what it was. I was like, he's like, quit your job. All you got to do is sell insurance to senior people. I'm like, I don't know what that is. And he's talking about PACE and PACE-Net and whatever. I don't remember. But at the time, there weren't really all of those strict CMS rules, like you could cold call people. And he just gave me these lists, and I was just calling anybody. And I wasn't pre-screening anybody. I was just going after it. And he said to me, all you have to do is make it 1 year. Just keep with it for 1 year. and you'll see results about a year and a half, 2 years. He's like, most people, the statistics say most people do not make it 1 year. And if you make it after 1 year, you will see results come in after about 2 years.
Mhm.
I was like, he is full of crap. I don't know. So I remember I probably cried every day. I'm not kidding. About every day the first entire year. And I was like, what did I do? I quit my job and I'm making $0, 0 sales. I have 0 income. And
Because you're full commission at this point,
yes,
right?
so, like, and I tell my kids now, I'm like, girls, because I have a 13-year-old and a 16-year-old. I'm like, I started at $0, 0 money, 0 nothing, 0 clients. They're like, yeah, right, mom, whatever. Like, can I have money for Starbucks? Like, can I have a 7 brew? Like, they don't understand because
Mhm.
it took years and years and years to build.
Mhm.
So anyway, I made it through that first year. I worked through those cold calls, and I did not care if someone told me yes on the phone. I was going to their house. I was showing up. And then I'd get there and they'd be like, "I have an employer plan. I'm 43 years old and I am working," And I'm like, "Okay, thanks for having me over." And I did it anyway. Now, like
Uh-huh.
that where I'm established and have like all the support and
Mhm.
tools, I'm like, I would never, you would
Uh-huh.
know that. You
Yeah.
don't do that. Oh my gosh. So anyway, I did that for 2 years in Harrisburg, and then I moved back home, and here I am, like, in my hometown. I
Mhm.
know everybody, and then that's when my friend I have no idea how he found you guys. He was like, I'm gonna hook you up with and get you contracted
Mhm.
with agencies." I think we started with Highmark.
Yep.
And I'm gonna get you hooked up with local agencies that work with
Yeah.
your area.
Yeah.
And I signed the contract, and I've been with you guys ever since.
Well,
And thank God. This has been honestly the best thing in my whole I'm like, I have a dream job. All of my friends are like, I want your job. I want to
Mhm.
do what you do. Like, you really love what you do. I'm like, I really do.
Right.
This is amazing. Yeah.
I think,
It's
I
like it's
mean,
not real.
from crying to dream job
Yeah.
sounds pretty pretty
It
awesome, I would
really
say, right?
It is. Like, it
I mean, you were kind of almost the definition of jumping 2 feet in and figuring it out,
Right.
essentially.
Yeah.
Um, that it's because I obviously I did not know the backstory at all.
Mhm.
So this is definitely not just like a canned thing for me to get it on record and whatnot.
Right,
So
yeah.
no, it's really cool to actually hear how that started, and as we have all these episodes and whatnot, is just to hear everybody's start overall. But yours, I would say, is probably the most unique,
Yeah?
just in general. Because I can relate from whenever I first started out of school, just in general, because I had no direction either.
Mhm.
Um, I interviewed for a job, just overall medical sales job, did not get it, and was like devastated at the time. And
Sorry to laugh.
that's
No, but I
fine.
get it
It's
because 'cause you're
fine.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh."
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the first couple of times, you have like the kind of true rejection, especially in like the real world.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, okay, like I didn't cut it for that. And from there, I was like, I don't know what I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I just scheduled a time to go out to my parents' house and talk to them and be like, hey, I don't know what I want to do essentially. Like, can I just come work for you? And, I don't, they didn't need me at the
Mm.
time,
Mhm.
but, I'm, I have a younger brother, and my brother was still in school, and the oldest has now like come and just asked like to be a part of the family business type of thing. Like, we're gonna say yes, basically. We'll just kind of figure it out, I think, as to like where I was gonna fit in overall. And that's kind of just like what happened in a way. Like, I think I truly came in just like without a role. They just liked and wanted the fact, like, because I wanted and asked to be here, it was like, all right, yeah, we'll bring him in type thing.
Mhm.
So I can very much relate to just like not knowing what to do and just kind of starting something. Thankfully, I had that. I A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if the business was like, totally successful or, anything along those lines. I didn't know really what my parents did growing up. And I'm third generation in it too. So like my mom's dad started the business and we've been around since 1979.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And my parents did a very good job of not bringing their work home.
Mhm.
Overall, like with my brother and I growing up, we like didn't really know what they did, at all.
Right, and that's so interesting, like I said, my girls, they're just kinda like, "Oh, mom, you don't work," because I am so flexible with my hours
Hmm.
and, like, making appointments, and I can pick up and get them or
Yeah.
whatever, and they just think I don't work, so you probably thought that too, like
It was so my mom worked from home, and this was, uh at the time whenever we were young, computers were just becoming a thing.
Mhm,
And so my mom started to work from home a little bit because, she had two kids and they didn't want to do daycare and, things along those lines. So my mom was working from home. My dad was in the office. So like, we didn't think that she worked because she was just at home. And, granted, I was too young to like know like what we were doing and stuff, at that point. But my dad would then call in because it was still at the time with house phones. So he would just call the house phone all the time and then we would answer. He'd be like, "Hey, yep, it's your dad. Is mom there?" So like we didn't even think that he was pretty much working because he's always calling to talk to my mom.
right, right.
But he was calling for work stuff
Yeah.
all the time. So yeah, I mean it's funny how that does transpire there. But looking back on it too, talking about the flexibility aspect, you know, obviously you don't get that year 1. You don't get that year 2.
Mm-mm.
Like you said, you're crying every day. You don't have the flexibility then.
It was every
The
day.
only flexibility you had was to find the time to cry.
Right, right, right.
But from there, right, you set it build and build and build and build and
Mhm.
build. And going back to the flexibility, with your girls, being able to go and do and see and participate in any of the activities that they're involved with. My dad coached my brother in baseball and, coached us whenever we were very young, but then ended up coaching my brother more. Practices are at 3, 4, 5 o'clock type of thing. Our office is open till 5. He would leave early but he had the flexibility to do that. He would leave early to come and coach for baseball and everything. But then, obviously we didn't necessarily know at the time he's at home doing work later to make sure that he's like catching up and whatnot. But he had the flexibility to actually do that, overall versus, say just working in a corporate job, right? You're there 8 to 5, 9 to 5, 7 to 7, whatever the hours are, you're expected to be there for those times. And I think that's one of those things with this industry in particular with Medicare that is overlooked because, all you want, I think, almost in life, besides like just time, is, leverage.
Mhm.
Leverage to do what you need to do or be there for your kids and, things along those lines. I'm looking at that for myself. Right? Like I have a 10-month-old now. He's not in activities and everything right now. He's in daycare 5 days a week. But I'm looking at the future and then also looking at the past and seeing like what my parents were able to do with us, with me and my brother, and being like, well, yeah, like I definitely want that. And being in this industry overall is something that's going to allow me to do that because of just building it up and building it up and building it up. Because as you know, Medicare snowballs. It's a renewal based business.
Mhm.
And, you're not there for the year 1 success that, he was talking to you about at that time when you first started, right? It's not about crushing it year 1. Do we want to crush it year 1? Of course. Everybody wants to crush it year 1.
Right.
Especially now that we're in that like, immediacy age that everybody wants everything instantaneously. It's that kind of like delayed gratification aspect, but
Mhm.
you have to build the business
Right.
overall. But, now like you've been in the business and again, it's taken time but, you have the renewals now overall that, if you want to take off for a day, you can.
Mhm.
And you don't have to worry about it because you're still making money month after month after month whenever those renewals come in because you have the book of business.
Exactly.
Um, so like it's just, you know, awesome what this industry I think can provide. And, ultimately in a way, like why we do or doing these types of things too, to like see how people got to this point in time. But the funny thing is like the almost like result of the conversation ends up being very similar because, they started in the business, didn't really know what was going to happen type of thing. And, the ones that do keep at it are like, I'm in this now,
Mhm.
right? Like, why would I stop?
Right, right.
And it's like all the relationships that you've built and whatnot along the way. Like you said, like now even like your friends are like, how can I get involved and do all
Right.
of that?
I'm like, "No, you
No,
can't." No, I'm just kidding. Not really.
gatekeeping your own business now, right?
No, I'm like, it's hard. Like, it's way harder than it looks. Like,
Hmm.
getting through that first couple years. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, it looks easy now, but I don't think people truly understand how much work it does actually
Yeah,
take, you
they
know?
they didn't see you crying every
Yes.
day
If
for
you
the
don't
first
remember,
year.
it's kind of like, what do they say, childbirth? Like, people forget,
Hmm.
like, right after because you see all the great things that end
Sure.
up happening.
Yeah.
But, no, I mean, I would love all my friends just
Right.
to join me so we can all just go on vacations all the time.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, absolutely. Why not? And
I'll
it's a
bring all
lot.
my friends on your team,
There we go.
Matt. Let's go.
Exactly. Hey, let's build it up. That's the whole goal.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to continue building it. That's why we're doing this. We want to
Yeah.
bring people on, promote what they're doing.
Mhm.
I'm here to promote your business as well because, as we go through this, like I want you to end up explaining like what your process is because, anybody who does listen to it and, they're especially if they're in the Brockway area, in particular,
Mhm.
and you are a very hands-on agent, so, while we're talking about it now we might as well get it out of the way type of thing
Yeah.
is anybody who is in that area or even not, like it doesn't matter. That is kind of the nice thing about this business too. You don't have to live 2 miles down the road to work with somebody either. But especially if they want to see someone face to face and whatnot, what's your process like? What are they gonna expect whenever they come see Nancy Morrison and they're trying to navigate the Medicare process?
Right. Yeah, I think that that is one thing about me. I am a very hands-on, in tune, empathetic person. So and being from a small town, it is 100% that small American hometown community vibe. And it is everybody knows everybody and everybody's family. It truly is. And that's why I think that I did kind of contain a lot of or can yeah, I guess maintain a lot of consistency, and a lot of people do come back, and I do receive a lot of referrals because people do trust me
Hmm.
and they view me as family.
Hmm.
And so I think that that is a really key component to my business and who I am, and I want to continue to be that for my people. And you can probably tell my passion whenever I email you and call you. And Ruth, I'm sure, is onto it too in the last 15 years because I am like, I need you to do this. Like, I need your help because
Hmm.
I do view my people as family because
Hmm.
a lot of them, even though they're not blood, they are my family.
Hmm.
So I see them when I run to the grocery store. I see them at my sporting events.
Hmm.
I see them, and if they're not from my hometown, they might be from the neighboring town over. I might see them when I stopping at a gas station. So I do see these people, and I see them when I leave, I'm like, I'm not gonna tick you off because you'll stop at the Brockway Sheets and ask someone where I live. Like, you can find me and hunt me down. And it's true.
Uh-huh.
So I do, like, when people come to me, I do take the time. I take the time to listen. I take the time to actually learn about them and
Mhm.
their medical conditions and, like, truly dig in. Like, I'm not just a transactional experience. Like,
Mhm.
I am that. I do feel like I am like a true empathetic emotional experience for them
Mhm.
too. Like, I kind of am like, yeah, I'm a doctor, I'm a pharmacist, I'm an insurance agent, I'm emotional support, like, I am family, like, I might get Easter invitations this weekend
Mhm.
and have to bring ham, I don't know, but just kidding. But I do truly believe that a lot of it, especially being from a small town, is very
Mhm.
very, just that, like, tight knit
Mhm.
closeness and that trust is
Mhm.
huge. And that's big for me, and I just want to continue that strong reputation. And that is why I'm, like, very connected to you guys,
Mhm.
particularly over any kind of FMO I've ever worked with.
Mhm.
And that's just why I'm very drawn to you and connected to you guys, especially like you and Ruth over 15 years. That's a long time. And I feel like when I have a problem, I do say, like, oh, I'll just call my girl. Like, I call Ruth my girl. Like, I will
Mhm.
I'm not joking. Like, I'm like, I have a girl. She's my girl.
Uh-huh.
And I call you my guy. Like, you're my guy.
Uh-huh.
She's my girl. Like,
Mhm.
I legit say those words.
Mhm.
So, and it just kind of goes in with that. Like, you're in my circle,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think, the great thing about like what we do overall is, I think it is truly like an actual partnership. We are here to support the agents. We're here to take it as far as they possibly really want to go, overall. But, it's a really true like win together attitude.
Yeah.
We only do well, one, like internally if we work as a team, and know what we're doing, or on the same page, or pushing for the same things and the same goals and whatnot. But then externally with our agents and partners is, we only do well if they do well. So like it is a direct incentive in a sense, like for us to, be there for you guys overall and make sure that we're doing the right things, make sure that we're helping you and all that. Not just because, I mean, because of that aspect, but also like because we truly actually care too.
Yeah.
I think, we actually care about and take pride in our work as well, as people.
Right.
It's not just about the work aspect.
Hmm.
I mean, we get Christmas cards from you every single year. Like I know that we do.
Hmm.
And you mentioned the girls are 13 and 16. I don't know exactly how long you've been sending them to us, but there's probably a good chance that those girls have been on there for at least the time that I have been here. And if we actually looked back, I honestly don't know if we've kept them. So, but but with that, like if we actually look back, like we could probably see,
The growth of
them
them.
literally growing up.
Yes. Yeah, and I send
And
those to my clients, and they tell me that they put them on their refrigerator. And they're like, "Oh, how are the girls?" Like they act like they're their grandparents, and it's the cutest thing.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's those types of personal
Yeah.
relationships that you give to
Yeah. And
people.
you don't get that in like a big city type thing, as
Mhm.
type environment. But that is also the thing that like is your almost like niche, like
Mhm.
you are able to completely double down on that.
Right.
And use that to your advantage, but it's natural. You're not forcing that.
No,
That's
like,
just you being you.
right, right. Like, I'm not I'm very authentic when I'm anything that I'm doing. Like, I genuinely care about
Mhm.
my people. Like, when I see them, I'm like, "Oh, how are," like, I really mean it when
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
it's
to
not the
them.
empty, like, "Hey, how are you?"
Yeah, yeah.
type of
Like,
thing,
I'm
you know?
Facebook friends with half of my people. I really yeah, and I mean it,
Uh-huh.
And but I and they give me referrals, and I'm not out digging for it, or this is
Mhm.
what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm just like, "Oh, yeah, that's Patty. Patty, yep, I'll be your Facebook friend."
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
they are asking me, and I think that speaks volumes to the service that I'm giving or trying to provide, because I I I am taking that extra time to go that extra mile
Mhm.
for them, because I mean, when what we're doing, I think, is very underestimated. Um, we're looking up medications that some people, it's a matter of life and death, truly.
Mhm.
Like, there's medications that these people help them breathe.
Mhm.
It helps, it's like, they're an AFib, or, they're whatever. Like, it's an important job. We have a very important job. Like,
Mhm.
whether their doctor is in network or not, like, that could be their cardiac specialist, that could be
Mhm.
their oncologist.
Mhm.
Like, we do have a very important
It do
job to do.
it does matter,
It
it's
very much
not
matters.
just, like, insurance agent,
Correct, correct.
like, that it is a very broad term, obviously, like, insurance isn't sexy, right? It's
Right.
not finance, it's not doctor, it's not lawyer or, whatever it is, but it is, like, actually dealing with people,
Yes.
and, Medicare is really crazy in the sense that, 80 to 90% of people who get to age 65,
Yeah.
that is the only way that they can get their health insurance.
Right.
They don't really have other options.
Yeah.
So their options are what is available to them in Medicare. But on top of that, they have no idea how to even navigate it in the first place.
Exactly.
They have spent basically the vast majority, not speaking for everybody, but
Mhm.
the vast majority of them have spent 64 years being told this is your insurance, or here are your 2 or 3 options, just pick one.
Yeah.
And they barely even know, like, what a copay is or what a deductible is or what a coinsurance is. Like,
Right.
what's the difference between any of those things? Copay and coinsurance, like something that, to an agent is very rudimentary and basic, but there's a huge difference between the two of them.
Exactly.
And they have the vast majority of them have no idea. And again, they're now 65 years old. So not to mention they don't know just the basic difference between that. They also have no idea how to even navigate the process to get there in the first place, because it's not up to their employer whenever they retire to know how to do that. The
No.
employer's trying to run their business.
Yeah.
And so now they've been told for 64 years, here's what it is. Now it's just, okay, figure it out on your own.
Yeah, it's like being thrown in the ocean with no life vest, and sharks are swarming around you,
Hmm.
and they're like, "Okay,
Yeah.
like, figure it out. Now
Yeah.
you have 70 Medicare Advantage plans to choose from. What's in a Medicare Advantage plan? I
Hmm.
don't know." Like,
Yeah. And they all have different doctor networks. They all have different prescription
yeah.
coverage, all of
It's
that.
like, "Oh, I saw a commercial on TV. I'll just sign for that one. That looks kinda good." But choosing the wrong drug plan can cost you thousands of dollars. Like, or you call an 800 number, they don't wanna talk to an 800 number.
Hmm.
They wanna talk to someone they know, someone they
Hmm.
trust, someone that can take care of them, and
Hmm.
that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
And
And
I think that, just being their advocates is so important.
yeah, knowing that you're there for them and actually getting them in the right spot. I mean, you've probably heard it more times or as many times that I have, right?
Mhm.
Is the like just the relief and the
Oh,
thankfulness, and all of it.
yes.
Name put any word you want to describe under those umbrellas right there.
Right.
That whenever you've gotten them enrolled and you know that like you got them where they should be and they
Yes.
understand that and they feel good about it, like
I know. I swear sometimes I feel like they just want to pick me up and hug, like bear hug me. I mean, it's not that it hasn't happened before because it has, but you can just feel, oh, thank you so much.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah, it's like,
it
yeah,
is
the
pure relief. Like, thank you.
uh-huh. Yeah, and then
So,
at that point, like, basically, like, they're pretty much a client for life
yeah,
now.
yeah,
You all you did was your job, really. But like you did it because like you under you were able to do your job because you understood what their needs were.
right,
And by you doing that now, like you've gained their trust, you got the full relief aspect like we talked about for getting them into something and set up with something that they had no idea what to do in the first place.
right.
And now it's just like, why would I go anywhere else?
Yes, yes.
Not to mention, oh, hey, like my wife is turning 65 or my husband's turning 65, or then like,
Or my
oh,
neighbor or
yeah,
whatever. And it's
exactly.
also like you were saying they've been in employer plans forever, and it's just this is what my employer is giving me. And they some people are the most intelligent people with masters and doctorates
Mhm.
and 4-year college degrees. Like they're even like, I don't even I don't understand. Which is probably how I was that first year when I was crying every day, but I made it through. But now I look back and I'm like, it's kinda just, like, rattles off my tongue,
Yeah.
and I think it's also helpful for even our broker knowledge to even know about all of those extra programs out there
Hmm.
that we do. Is I don't think people understand how much extra knowledge we have that isn't even in our
Hmm.
wheelhouse
Yeah.
of things we do.
Yeah.
Just even, like, things you tell me, like there's you can match it with this or like, VA or Pay Space Net or,
Hmm.
assistance
Yeah.
programs and the D-SNPs
Taking
and
it one step further, all the time. Just
yes,
like
all the
making sure
time.
that they, I talk about it, like I have it in my book, the Medicare Manor is like building that house of coverage,
Mhm.
for them is, going in and being like, okay, yeah, we're getting you set up for Medicare. But like, sometimes there are still some gaps, maybe based off of, what your situation is, overall. Here's how some other things can fit within that. So that way, like, we know that you are like truly good.
Yeah.
And, obviously they're going to cost like a little bit extra overall, but, you are going to be truly in the best spot that you possibly can, after we, get these things set up overall.
Right. Kinda like
Um,
a, "I got you."
yeah,
Like a
exactly.
bear hug, "I got
Yes.
you."
Uh-huh. There we go. I might have to start giving bear hugs. I don't
Yes.
know if I want to do that, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's a thought. But you did say something I want to go back to though, real quick, and it's, back from the beginning is being like, hey, I was just throwing stuff out there. I didn't really know what I was doing or anything like that.
Yeah.
Do you remember when it actually like really started to click for you?
Mm. When did it click? Probably when more people I got more yeses than nos. Uh,
You actually got to somebody who was Medicare eligible and not 43 on their employer plan?
probably. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness. I think it started to click. You'll find this funny. Like, the guy that kinda helped me, and he said, "If you get 12 applications in AEP, I'll buy you a Garmin GPS." And I was like, "Okay, I'm getting 12." Got my 12. But I think it was probably a couple months in when I started to really like, I can do this. And I felt I think it was more my confidence and kind of shaking off the nose.
Mhm,
So I'd probably say about a year.
mhm.
But yeah,
You listened to him then,
I
obviously,
did.
right?
Maybe it was when I got that Garmin GPS.
That's the turning point
That was
right
my
there.
turning point, that
Uh-huh.
Garmin
From
GPS.
crying to Garmin GPS to Dream Job, that's the jump that we have right here.
Right. Well, it was hard though because I kind of started to build a client base in Harrisburg, which again was hard because it wasn't local people. It wasn't people I knew. Like I was doing a lot of DSNP in downtown Harrisburg, which was very difficult.
Mhm,
But, it it was, with a company that was giving me leads, so
Mhm.
it was that I think maybe that was a little easier because I knew it was kind of like a sure shot kinda
Mhm.
thing. But then when I moved back home, I had to start all over again
Mhm.
because I was, again, at 0 clients all over again,
Mhm.
and so I kinda started over twice.
Yeah. Whenever you move back home, is that whenever you
That
actually started your own specific agency too?
Yes, so that's whenever I started my LLC
Yeah.
because I was writing as, just like a 1099
Yeah.
under.
Just assigned to somebody else at
Yes,
that
yes,
point.
so then I finally gained the confidence to become, like, the LLC,
Mhm.
and then that's whenever I started. I did some seminars, and
Mhm.
then I broadened,
Yeah.
the counties I was working in and
Yeah.
stuff. And I think it was just, more like the
Sure.
repetition. But I
Absolutely.
do it is nice because it's not repetitive either. I look at it as, like, every single person is a unique puzzle
Mhm.
because everybody's different,
It's
like a
not one
husband,
size
wife.
fits all.
So every day you meet, or every not every day, but every time you meet with somebody, it's kind of like a new little puzzle to figure out.
Mhm.
It's it is a challenge all the
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
Like, even now after, oh my gosh, I don't wanna say how old I am because I'm a
You
little
don't have to.
I'm, like,
It's
an old
okay.
lady, but, uh yeah, so 22 years, like, even now I have challenges where I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what do I do with this person? How do I
Mhm.
work this in?" And I mean, it's great when you meet your puzzle for the day and
Mhm.
you end up saving them $3,000.
Mhm.
They really wanna give you a bear hug that day, you know? So, that's a tough question about the when I had my turning point.
Yeah.
But it was, yeah, probably when I had more yeses. It was a
Well,
couple
to
months.
me,
It was a
I
couple
mean, that's
months in.
absolutely like a confidence thing, right?
Mhm.
I mean, it's way easier to stop and quit whenever you're just getting no's all the time,
Right.
versus whenever people actually start saying yes. And, just like kind of like the client base, once the yeses start piling up and going, then obviously your confidence grows and, things along those lines too. I mean, we see it here for us as well.
Mhm.
I see it for myself as well whenever I'm talking to people and, going out to, networking events and things along those lines,
Yeah.
right? Like, just even talking to one person and you have a really good interaction with that, you know, instantly bleeds into the next one, right? Because you're like, I got this,
Yeah.
like all I got to do is just sit down with somebody basically, right? Is that like that's the mindset now that like I can go in with,
Yeah.
right? As long as I can just talk to somebody, then we're probably going to do something together just because it's just having that conversation. And usually, if you're talking to somebody, it makes sense
Mhm.
to, whether it's, on the client side for just getting them enrolled into something or like talking to a potential agent partner and whatnot. It's like, hey, this is what we got going on. This is what it is type of thing. And like, essentially, like, how can we do this
Yeah.
overall? It's, but it takes that, all the time.
Yes.
And took me probably way longer overall, just because of, again, the whole direction thing and whatnot too. And then, confidence just is a whole different animal. And then
Yeah.
with trying new things and stuff like that. But it's been fun, I would say, from that perspective, right? Like once you really do get that, it completely changes everything,
Yeah.
I think, like, it really is.
Yeah. I will say, not to, like, suck up to you or anything.
Build me up,
No,
please. No.
but I will say, like, having you guys and having, like, Ruth for, like, a long time to lean on made a huge, huge difference. Like, just knowing that I have someone's help, like, because I kind of felt for the longest time, like, "Oh my god, I'm floundering," like, and
Mhm,
when I am, I don't know where to go, like, and I know you have the broker support phone numbers for each company,
mhm.
but you can't always get through, and when you do, you might get different answers from different people, and I'm a little impatient, I don't wanna say impatient, I'm just passionate
Mhm.
about helping my people because, as
Mhm.
you can tell, like, I love my people, and if I'm not getting an answer, like, or not or what I think is not the right answer, it
Mhm.
upsets me because 'cause I'm
Mhm.
trying to help them,
Mhm.
and did feel that way for many years
Mhm.
until I did find you guys, and, like, Ruth really she's on it, like, she is sharp, she's quick, she is, like, "If I don't know it, I'll get right back to you."
Yep.
Like, she is quick, and then, like, I got more involved with you in, like, the last, what, year or 2?
Mhm.
Because you started more, like, and I'm like, "Ooh,
I got
Matt's on it too."
got 2
And now I
people.
got 2 of them. So I'm telling you, like, that's made a huge difference for me in my business,
Mhm.
and, like, especially with the past year and all of the changes, because that was a wrecking ball the last year, and that if people didn't get on that, I'm sure it wrecked their business, and that could have wrecked my business,
Mhm.
and it did not,
Mhm.
and I really have to thank you guys for that
Mhm.
because you in particular really saved my butt
Yeah.
and really, really, really stepped up and helped me with that. So, like, honestly, like, that has made a huge difference in my business,
Mhm.
to be very honest. When I
Yeah.
left Harrisburg, moved back home, got hooked up with you guys, Ruth has been a huge, huge lifesaver for me. And you were a huge lifesaver in the last year of the wrecking ball. Like, I'm dead
Yeah, no,
serious.
I appreciate that.
So,
I mean,
like,
like,
thank you.
yeah, no, you are absolutely welcome, and I mean, again, that's what we're here for,
Yeah.
right? Like, we are here to be a partner
Mhm.
overall. Like, we are literally here to be a partner, and goes back to like the win together aspect that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
You know, the wrecking ball was happening to us too.
Yeah.
And I think we really like we stayed very neutral in terms of like our mindset for it, which I think helped us.
Mhm.
Because it was obviously affecting you as well, right? Um
Just love it.
we were hoping that you weren't crying every day going back to the year
Just a
1
couple
essentially,
days.
right?
Just a
But
couple.
with that, it's the you needed we felt and like it's like that we needed to be that calming influence,
Mhm.
because if we're running around like our hair's on fire and the world's ending and X, Y, and Z, what are our agent partners going to think too?
Yeah.
um so I do really appreciate you saying that, because we really tried, like, as best as we possibly could, to sit down like with us here internally and like talk about like, okay, what is going to be the strategy here? What are we going to do? How are we going to help everybody? Because again, yes, like this absolutely affects us, but it affects them too. And okay, how can we navigate this
Yes. You
and
were great
come
because
like
I couldn't I don't think I could not have came up with a strategy solely on my own without
mhm,
completely melting down. So you completely helped guide me and my strategy. Like,
mhm,
that was tremendously amazing.
yeah.
Like, honestly, thank you.
No, yeah, absolutely. So if anybody else is on the verge of melting down, call Nancy, talk to her about us, or call us and we will help you not melt down as well. So that way you can avoid the same things that she's going through there too. And she can even give you then more specifics than about how we helped her not melt down. But I mean, like, yeah, we can joke about it, but like it is like truly serious too. Like, I mean, we all had a lot to lose
Yeah,
there.
right?
And we truly had a lot to lose. And, it's a testament to, I think the strategy that we were able to put in place, the strategy that we were able to communicate to our agents,
Mhm.
the agents going out and executing the strategy as well. And, ultimately, like, we came out ahead. We stood to get like we stood to lose a lot, and like we came out ahead. And like if you would have told me, like we were talking internally about just like, hey, like hopefully we can get like X percentage out of this type of thing. Did not expect to come out ahead at all. And like, I mean, that
And
was
I am.
there, there we go.
There you go.
Because we just did, we didn't know what was gonna happen. We
Yeah.
really didn't. Nobody did, I think, really.
We
And
made it.
we made
We
it,
made it.
and like I said, it came out ahead, and like, I mean, it was awesome. So it like, was really good because I think it just really crystallized, I think, like, you know, how we are there for each other type of thing, and like we are there to back the agents like through and through, and has really kind of solidified even more of those partnerships that we have, because there was so much to lose, not just on our end but from everyone, not maybe not every one of our agents, but a very good amount of them.
Right.
um
Yeah, I don't know how much the Pittsburgh area was affected, but
yeah,
my
like your
rural
yeah,
area
like
was
your area
hit
was, yeah.
hard.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And we have a number of agents, there throughout the rest of the state, like neighboring states, all those types of things. But like, I mean, yeah, your area was significantly impacted,
Mhm.
and that was a huge focus for us, and making sure that they're taken care of. Because again, it's also then on the client side too. These clients were affected.
Right.
Everybody was affected by it. So no, I mean, again, it was like, kudos and congratulations essentially to you too, because of the work that you put in and the execution that you came out with and everything too. So I mean, it was definitely more successful like overall than probably any of us could have thought
Yes.
going in. And I mean, it was an everyday struggle. It was an everyday struggle, and I know I told probably you a number of times. I probably told a number of other agents, like asking like, "Hey, how's it going?" So on and so forth. And it was like, you know what? Like, stuff was coming up every single day that we had to navigate and figure out like what was
Mhm.
going on. And I know the thing that I just kept saying was like, if we just keep showing up, like some good things are going to happen. Like we just keep showing up, keep showing up, keep showing up. And like, it's going to work out. Like things are going to end up working out overall for it. And it did.
Yeah.
And we're here, we're thriving, and trying to push forward even more. We're having these podcasts, and talking to new agents, and furthering the business, have the books, have the training sessions that we offer. We do the live demo for Connecture every single month. Now we have multiple other training sessions that we do twice a month at least. So it's like we're almost doing something, every week now to, provide more value like for our agents, and like really, I think like fully leaning into, one, like the partnership aspect, but like just giving more and more information and providing that value to just show like we are here to grow with you and want to help take it to the next level overall. So, question for you then at that point is, what's the next level for you? What have you been thinking about? Maybe what are some next steps that you're looking to take in your business?
I'm just hoping to continue to be that trusted agent for
Mhm.
my local community and clients and sustain and maintain
Sustain and maintain.
all
Hey,
the
right?
stay and maintain
Hey,
and persevere and
keep
be
showing up.
yeah, keep showing up, keep pushing through and like there's all these changes. You have to be ever changing and
Mhm.
ever you know, flexible. I don't
No,
know.
yeah, absolutely. Keep building towards the flexibility,
Yeah,
right? And the
yeah.
leverage, and being able to, you know, do what you need to do,
Mhm.
type of thing. So no, I mean, it was great having you on. I'm so happy that you were able to make the
I
trip
know. Thank
down here.
you. It's
Absolutely.
great to be here.
Absolutely. So if anybody is looking to get in touch with you and, wants to work with you, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Probably my cell phone
Okay.
or just my email. Contact you for a referral. Come to Brockway, see me.
Go to the
We have
Brockway
to
Sheets.
go to the Brockway Sheets.
Ask for her
Ask
address.
for Nancy. You'll find me. Anyone can hunt me down.
That's her office is on the picnic bench, right to the left, I believe. If you pull in there, so next time you're in Brockway, go to the Sheets, go to the manager. If you can't find the picnic bench to the left, you just might be on the wrong side of the building.
I'm not kidding. If you go to Brockway, you will find me.
Yeah.
Like, that's all you got to do.
No, that was awesome. This was great.
Oh,
Thank you
this
so
was
much.
great.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Yes,
absolutely.
love you guys.
Cool. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Agent Spotlight podcast. I hope you enjoyed the content that we went through today. If you're interested in learning more and any of this resonated with you, please feel free to check out our website, nimbroker.com. Give us a call, 412-782-1979, or send us an email at info@nimbroker.com. It's never too late to get started in Medicare. We're here to partner with you. We only win if you win.